Alan.
Yes, yes.
It's nice being here once more.
Yes, sir.
And seeing people like GQ look
Chris
so,
Beckman.
juvenile.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And my good friend, Granny.
Yes.
He
Yes.
doesn't like to hear his name.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But everybody here look rejuvenated.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Ready for action.
Yeah, took advantage of the holidays, you know.
Why you better believe.
So what's on the agenda for you this
Definitely,
morning?
you know, road works going on in the rural area. St. Paul's going through halfway tree and so forth. So, you know, definitely I want to, you know, tell the general public driving through those areas to be extremely careful. Yes. We know we had some unresolved information that's from last week. So I hope that we could actually resume today.
Yes.
You know, and
Yes.
actually I see your board was on fire last week. So I hope those persons who actually was trying to get in purporting to get in, I hope they could actually get into there to convey, I mean, their whatever issues they may have so that we could actually address them.
Right.
And with Granny on the bus route, I mean, he's the man talking about all this bus. He on the road nearly every day, even on holidays. So he knows, I mean, what is actually going on. You can't go in the Carib territory and take over. They are the indigenous people. So definitely he could talk about, you know, his terrain. You know, if I go in his terrain, I get lost.
In other words, don't argue with a professional.
I can't argue with the professional, man. You know what I mean? He's practicing in that every day. Yeah. And vice versa. I can't sit in your seat.
Oh, you better believe that.
I feel like, you know what I mean? I get
Yes.
like you in
Yes.
2 days. You know
No,
what I mean?
no,
It take years.
And vice versa. So we are all
Definitely.
acknowledging everyone in here today.
Yeah, so we all have to, the reason why you see we have to respect each
Yes,
other,
yes.
respect each other's
Opinion.
and so forth, you know what I mean? Yeah. All right, well, just to go forward, yeah, Granny, you going to introduce.
Yes, good morning to the general public. Yes, it's nice to be here again, another Wednesday morning on ZIZ with Traffic Talk. Well, last week we had some issues. Oh, yes, and before I get to the issues, the inspector saying that, you know, we're driving on the road and we must be careful, very careful, such as down Old Road there. And I noticed last week, Wednesday, in the afternoon, you know, I took a drive down. Well, actually, I went around the land. And what I noticed by Old Road Bay, and I think that, I mean, the driving public should take very notice of this, that there's a pool of water there when there's heavy rains. And right by the pool of water, when I look up on the mountainside, I could see like, yeah, that's a place where a lot of stones will be coming down. So, even to who is doing the road, I think that y'all should look into that seriously, because where there's a pool of water will settle by the new road that you're doing, it will wash out the underneath. So I think that y'all should look into that. Well, last week we had some questions, and I just want to touch on some of the questions them that we had last week. For instance, a caller calling and saying bus stops are not stopping by, sorry, my bad. Buses are not stopping by the bus stops them only when they're reaching into the Bastia area. Well, I could tell the bus drivers them this. They always, Allah said that you must put off a passenger by the safe zone, and the safe zone is the bus stop. So, going through your route back and forth more or less to Bastia, to St. Paul, Sunny Point, or whatever, there are bus stops. So those are the safe zone for the passengers. Another question, noise outside of buses. Yes, I don't hear them, but I don't know. GK laughing, but I don't know what to say about that yet.
It's not only noise outside of buses, you know. People actually are literally, you know, putting speakers.
Yeah, the speakers.
I want to use the term verbally. Yeah, it is verbatim. The person actually calling and said that speakers outside.
Yeah,
I cannot see bus men actually putting speakers outside the buses. And not only putting speakers, because it must be amplified. It has to be amplified according to what they're saying. You know. So, Granny, I don't know, your boss man, I don't know, you ever experienced anything like that?
Well, I saw it, I hear it. It's a bit disturbing, but yet, the most I could say, I mean, if the matter reached to the board, because I think, remember, there's a law states that, about disturbing the public.
Well,
Right?
yeah, that will actually, somebody has to report it. At least somebody actually came and they reported the matter to me. I mean, and definitely we'll have to address it. There is something that needs addressing. Yes. All right.
Yeah, and another question, when the new bus terminal is finished, not to allow people selling on the seats and whatever it is. There's a law stipulate that no person should be selling in no bus stops. More or less, I mean, the bus terminal have an area that you have booths. So that mean only people supposed to be selling in booths. Last year, he had 2 complaints on people selling in bus stops down on the countryside. I think Parsons was one, and Parsons was one, and I think St. Paul's was the other one, or something. So, yes, but you're not supposed to be selling in bus stops. And another question again, somebody asked last week, was about parking. Yes, we are very much looking into a parking area for vehicles, cars. You don't know ain't on a parking area in town. But nevertheless, as I always say, I don't believe nobody should be talking about parking for people. My job is to carry the people them from St. Peter's to Basti. So left all your chance home.
So in the discussion with the transport board
Yes.
pertaining to
The parking.
yes,
Yeah, they're really looking into the parking. Many times we're going through these cars, on different radio stations, that there's not sufficient parking area in Bastia area. But
Okay.
as I always tell them, let the people left their chance home.
Okay.
well, I already stated before. I mean, I reiterate, it needs parking. Definitely needs parking. It's either somebody taking upon themselves, actually, I mean, sending a proposal, in which I know, I have knowledge of persons who actually put in proposal before for parking area. It could be multi-storage, multi-story building parking. I mean, I think that will be quite imperative, I mean, for town, for Mbasi, the urban area, presently.
Yes, we
I
have
mean, because, yeah, right?
a 3-story building. I think we'll hold 100 vehicles.
Yeah, everybody paid a little toll. I mean, I think this is something that we have to be looking into more seriously and vigorously, because based on the number of vehicles coming in this country,
Bye.
I mean, you can soon outnumber the number of persons who actually live in St. Kitts. You understand me? And I mean, definitely, I have the stats, so I know. Thousands, or nearly over 30-something thousand vehicles, up to 40,000 vehicles. No? Yeah, saying it's only 50-something thousand, something like that. You see?
Year 4, the number was 34,000 something vehicle in the federation. To me, that's more care than people.
You know, like serious. So basically, you're looking
Wow.
for spaces for people to live, and you have to look for spaces for cars to actually park. You know what I mean? It's quite ironic. I mean, the number of vehicles. Yes, the people paying their taxes and paying, or even making revenue. I mean, government making revenue and so forth. But definitely, we have to look into this thing when it comes to parking for vehicles, because you could actually create a revenue also when it comes to that. Yes. Anyways, I don't want to sit too long. I don't know if you got anything to say about people.
Put on your headphones, sir.
My thing is people. People concerns.
And we can take our first call. Okay, we lost that one. All right, so while we wait for all calls to get in, okay, let's take this next one. Hi, good morning.
Greetings.
Greetings. Can you turn on the volume on your radio, please?
No problem.
Thank you.
Good morning to everyone.
Yes. Morning.
The inspector there and the I would like to draw your attention to something, please.
Yes.
Could you please, the police, I mean, the services are very commendable.
Yes.
But at the same time, as a concerned citizen, I don't see some rubbish that they're doing on the road.
Yes.
I mean, how can you conduct a vehicular checkpoint in a corner? That could never ever make sense. You understand?
Yes.
I could point out some corners that they'll be at regularly, but I understand that they're trying to do the work, but at the same time, they need to be cognizant of the fact that they can cause accidents.
Yes.
Especially conducting a VCP in a corner.
Yes.
Understand? So that is something that you need to address with them for me, please.
Okay.
Great.
Brilliant. All right. Thanks a lot.
All right.
You know, last week a lady called in and she spoke about a friend of hers getting a ticket for I think the lights wasn't displayed on the license plate. You know, you got some lights on it there. And I want to say this. At times, I used to go with Inspector Keynes to do traffic stop. And you know, we drive every single day. And we don't know a police watching us every single day. I just want to clear up this, you know, so the lady at least could understand. Inspector Keynes at time approached a vehicle. And he said, "Mine, to the front, you know." He said, "You know, you ain't got no brakes light, no lights on your arm for your license plate." The man said, "How you know?" Inspector Keynes have been watching this vehicle for a while. So when police go out there and give a ticket, not saying that at times they can't have the discretion towards certain things, but when they go out and they give a ticket, GQ, maybe they're watching us long time.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay, we lost that one. Line 3, you are live. Good morning.
GQ, good morning.
Hey, morning, Jamdon.
Good morning, Inspector Eddie.
Morning, Big Jam.
And Granny.
Good morning, morning.
The bus supervisor, you're doing a great job, my brother. We need men like you and me and culture and politics and other people who afraid the radio, but me not afraid at all. Eddie.
Yes, sir.
Down at the terminal, the lady who called in and talk about the selling and these nice benches down there.
Yeah.
I support her 100%, but I want to go on more.
Yeah.
Where I would like to see down there, and I hope the people in tourism and the government and the transport board understand we cannot run down there like how it used to be. We don't want a vegan sleeping in these chairs.
Yes.
We need a proper guard room with the security who works down there. Vigilant. We need when you are at the guard room, Eddie, send out police. One should get his net down here.
Yes.
And we need a proper guard room. We need to done the nonsense down there. We can't get people doing as they like.
Yes.
This country got laws and we're going to get order here because unity come to do better.
Yes.
And they're going to hold them to the fire there. Eddie,
yes,
you are doing a great job, but you got to focus on the terminal. We cannot let get out of hand.
Yeah.
This vagabond business we're going on in this country, them things don't happen in Nevis. Them things could never happen in Nevis because the public is not going to tolerate these things.
Yes.
And let me tell you all, take it to the another level. You need to take it to the another level. Eddie, these young people just follow.
Yeah.
I think you need a man like Bob Lynn or some other police who in the force long, so they got the experience, to give them some guidance, because we got some elements that try to, use your discretion is them. We know some of them that come out the extraordinary, but use your discretion with these young police. Because the country got laws and we're going to tolerate how you behave in them kind of way with them in the public, you know.
Yeah.
I even call you out. Eddie, have a good day.
Yeah,
See you, not see you, but you ain't come look for me.
Thanks.
Line 2, you're live. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning,
Eddie.
sir. Morning, sir.
Granny.
Good morning,
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
My concern is not really directly related to the buses, right? What my concern is, I call numerous occasions talking about the
these 20 and 40-foot containers have been traversing the road in these busy hour we call peak hours time. But I had enough of that. I can't enough about that, and nothing is being done. So I'm moving on to something else. Now there is these persons that like pull extra things on the vehicle, whether it is these trucks with the little small bobcat in the back. Saturday night, I think, going east, I saw this guy, like he have a makeshift part of the back of a bus with wheels on it, pulling behind a pickup going somewhere. Persons have carts and so with they are moving the grass, the lawnmower tractor thing. I mean, these people don't have no kind of indications at all, no indicators, no flag flying, nothing that you could realize that they're pulling some, or they're towing something. I think there is some law that says that when you're towing anything,
definitely
people go pull vehicles. When you look, somebody got a vehicle with some little piece of rope, something pulling, going somewhere, no kind of indicator, like to allow the driving public that, okay, I'm towing something behind me or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody does nothing, until something happens, I know that is when we're going to do something about it, but I think it's too much now. Everybody just doing it and nobody at all.
Yeah.
You can't even see one or two persons saying they're trying to practice the right thing or do the right thing so that you could say, well, other persons are doing it, so let me think.
Yeah.
Nobody does it. Even the trucks from Hartford and TDC, they used to have a flag one time.
Yeah.
They don't have no flag, nothing now. Nobody has nothing now. Everybody just want to do what they like.
Yeah.
And these are the things we got more. And you know the thing? I don't want to take up too much time.
No,
but
go ahead, man.
when we were taking those precautions, you just talk about the amount of vehicles we have in the country.
Yeah.
We didn't have quarter of these vehicles.
Yes.
And all these precautions were being taken. So what happened now? We say we are literate. We got all kind of percentage of literacy in the country. But sometimes it causes you to question yourself and question us.
Yes.
Really? Do we have that? It's too crowded. People have to be more careful. People have to pay more attention. People have to consider a lot of things and the other persons that using the road and the pedestrians and all kind of things.
Yeah.
I don't want to give somebody else a chance because, you got sharp time.
Well, I'm glad that
that's it. Thanks a lot for
I'm glad you're
listening.
calling now. Yeah, with that.
All right.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Line 1, you are live. Good morning.
DQ,
Hi.
I present good morning to you. I just like to send condolences on behalf of the Flanders family and the passing of Tara Flanders. Please, thank you.
Please accept my condolences also.
Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
You too. All right, let's take this call. Line 2, you are live. Yes, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, the King.
Hey, good morning, Dio.
Yeah, and good morning to Inspector Eddie and also the supervisor.
Yeah, pleasant good morning.
Morning.
I've been calling in, I live in Plattsburgh, Thomas. I've been preaching since Inspector Cale was there. I speak about the mirror, and I told them if after anybody break that mirror, I'll come on the radio and say what I did. But I have a problem with the lot of vehicles that coming across with Thomas Road, and nothing is being done. They have buses coming from west, coming across Fort Thomas Road and going down Malone Avenue as though they're going into water with speed. I'd like to give them a route, because Fort Thomas Road is a busy place, and of course they have a lot of abandoned vehicles on the road which need to move, and all is not seeing that vehicles like those should be off the road. I'm a person, I want to see peacefulness in Fort Thomas Road, no accident or whatsoever. And there's the next problem again on Saturdays. Because you have a barrier in Malone Avenue pertaining to vehicles that coming across from west. They're supposed to go east. But some of them don't seem to understand that those vehicles that coming up Malone Avenue, they have to go east also. And some of them want to come out before the time. But God put me by the lamppost and stop the vehicle that was coming up, tell him wait, and give the right of way to the one that going west.
Yes.
Till everything stood up, and then I let him out.
Yes.
Sometimes I put myself out in the way to make sure that something's done, but I'm not getting no headway from the police. A lot of abandoned vehicles on the road and the need to move, and that is why the garbage truck cannot go to take up the garbage.
Yeah.
And you are supposed to be able to put a hand on it and say enough is enough.
Yes.
We all have to do something.
Yes.
And down by Port again, there are too much vehicles parking up in one parking lot, which is abandoned. I mean, it is unpredictable. There are motor vehicles going in there to pay $5. And if I have to hit somebody's vehicle, I'll have to go to see the magistrate or whatever to clarify everything. You all have to go down there and straighten up down there with the parking lot down and put that down there. It's too small to have these motor vehicles in there. But there, because Rams have a parking lot too. Try and do something so you have to get a parking lot and let people go and park, get a toll, and then move out. You all have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. I hope the authorities, responsible for this stuff, definitely could actually hear and that it wouldn't fall on deaf ears when it comes to the parking lot. I've been here since the 14th of October. I will never forget the 14th of October 2019, when I came to the traffic department, and from that time to this time, I actually keep talking about a parking lot. Anyway,
Before we take the next call, though, a number of calls came in. I don't want to run over and you don't address them. So my question to you, will you stay after the 9 o'clock report?
yes, you're right. Yes, definitely.
Because I want you to answer those
I
calls.
need to address them,
Yes.
but I see the lines are red
Okay.
up, you know what I mean?
All right.
So,
I don't know your agenda for this morning.
yes, you're right. In.
Okay, good. Line 1, good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Hey, morning, culture.
Yeah, good morning. You used to be my superior, Mr. Eddie.
Yes.
And good morning, Granny.
Good morning, good morning.
This is RPWOP, Retired Police Without Pay.
Definitely.
Mr. Eddie,
Yes, sir.
the man at the top of the police, he don't listen now, we.
Well, I can't
From he come down,
speak
they
for
don't
them.
listen now, we.
I can't speak for them.
I don't care what, because I've been making complaint off the radio and nobody do nothing.
Yes.
So I retired, I done with that. GQ,
Yeah, man.
if my shoes could fit you, take them because me ain't got no toe.
I hear you, buddy.
So you hear? Come for the clothes them too. Have a good day, gentlemen.
All right, thanks, man.
All right.
All right.
He's joking, but I see his point now. Good. Well, we lost that one. All right. We just have about 2 more minutes left before we get into a 9 o'clock report. The lines are open. If not, Inspector, I'll let you address whichever one you choose to. But okay, we have a call. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
I would like Inspector to explain to me how 5 ways operates, right?
Yes.
Maybe when you come back.
Yes.
I want to know if I'm coming down Cunningham Street
Yes.
and I want to go up the hill. Am I correct in turning, or do I have to wait because the buses and there that come from the south side or coming from OTI way?
Yes.
They don't stop. So I want to know if I am the one who is wrong and I'm supposed to stop to let them pass.
Okay. All right. I'll address that.
All right. So we're gonna answer your calls. Your questions and your concerns after the 9 o'clock report, which is coming to you. Compliments the Grange.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more.
Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
During the hurricane season, you will be exposed to the dangers of not only hurricanes, but also tropical storms, tropical depressions, or rain-laden tropical waves. Tropical depressions can cause as much damage and death as hurricanes or tropical storms. They can bring rain, lots of rain, which can cause severe flooding, landslides, and mudslides. Be prepared this hurricane season. Protect yourself, your family, and your property from the dangers of hurricanes, tropical storms, and tropical depressions. A message from NEMA.
You better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime. Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
Make a list of emergency food supplies you would need to buy if a hurricane threatens. Do not pack your refrigerator or freezer with lots of perishable food. Stock up on food that does not require cooking or refrigeration. Don't forget special food for babies and diabetics. Also, necessities such as laundry detergent, toilet paper and sanitary napkins, toothpaste and soap.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
International news sources such as CNN, BBC or the Weather Channel are great sources of global weather news. However, you should not rely on these sources for making life and death decisions. NEMA will collaborate with the Met Office to bring you the local forecast, which will have the type of information you will need to make critical decisions. Listen to the local forecast. A message from NEMA.
You better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
In your preparation, remember, water is essential, so store as much water as you can. Fill all available containers, such as plastic bottles, pots, buckets, barrels, drums, and bathtubs. Store drinking water separately in a clean, covered container.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
Make a list of emergency food supplies you would need to buy if a hurricane threatens. Do not pack your refrigerator or freezer with lots of perishable food. Stock up on food that does not require cooking or refrigeration. Don't forget special food for babies and diabetics. Also, necessities such as laundry detergent, toilet paper and sanitary napkins, toothpaste and soap.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime. Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
International news sources such as CNN, BBC, or the Weather Channel are great sources of global weather news. However, you should not rely on these sources for making life and death decisions. NEMA will collaborate with the Met Office to bring you the local forecast, which will have the type of information you will need to make critical decisions. Listen to the local forecast. A message from NEMA.
You better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
During the hurricane season, you will be exposed to the dangers of not only hurricanes, but also tropical storms, tropical depressions, or rain-laden tropical waves. Tropical depressions can cause as much damage and death as hurricanes or tropical storms. They can bring rain, lots of rain, which can cause severe flooding, landslides, and mudslides. Be prepared this hurricane season. Protect yourself, your family, and your property from the dangers of hurricanes, tropical storms, and tropical depressions. A message from NEMA.
You better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware. Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
Make a list of emergency food supplies you would need to buy if a hurricane threatens. Do not pack your refrigerator or freezer with lots of perishable food. Stock up on food that does not require cooking or refrigeration. Don't forget special food for babies and diabetics. Also, necessities such as laundry detergent, toilet paper and sanitary napkins, toothpaste and soap.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime. Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
International news sources such as CNN, BBC, or the Weather Channel are great sources of global weather news. However, you should not rely on these sources for making life and death decisions. NEMA will collaborate with the Met Office to bring you the local forecast, which will have the type of
10 minutes moving away from the hour of 9 o'clock. Welcome back to the program, On the Road or Traffic Discussion. Let's go straight to the phone lines, gentlemen. Line 2, you are live. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, can you turn down the volume on your radio, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, just a thought. I was just thinking about if you all have been given any consideration to senior citizens for parking in town. I know there is no parking. I know you all have said that. But a little suggestion that I'm giving. The last hour I'm here trying to contemplate going into the bank and I don't even know how to get down there.
Oh, boy. Yes.
Yeah, it is true.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when I go, I park way up nearly by the Moravian Church have to walk down, and
Wow.
all the banks are in close proximity.
Yes.
So my suggestion is, what about allowing us, or senior citizens, to park on a yellow line, give them a half an hour time there, or maybe 3/4 or whatever you think is adequate, and give us a thing to put on the car, a sticker.
See, it says senior citizens.
Yeah, senior citizen sticker.
Yeah.
That just park here for half an hour on a yellow line, just to access maybe the banks and the insurance, just the middle part of town, and then get out of town.
Yeah, hoping that your daughter, who is 20 years old, can take up your vehicle and your sticker that marks senior citizen.
Well, that is a possibility, but boy, in life we have risk, but it's just a thought.
That is something that we definitely, I don't want to look into, but yeah, it could be addressed.
Because as I say,
But with some restrictions.
8 o'clock I'm trying to get into town, and I don't even know how to get into town. You park all up in your town sometimes, and then my thing is to walk back up 4th Street, walk back up Victoria Road, have to sit down so many times before I reach my car. It's tough on us.
Yes.
But as I say, if you give a limited time, and give something then that the daughter can have access to it, and just put on a sticker, half an hour, and you go.
Yes. Okay, no problem, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion.
Thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
Line 1, good morning, you're live.
Yes, good morning.
Good
GQ,
yes.
Inspector Eddie
Good morning,
and
sir.
Granny.
Morning, sir. Morning.
Yeah, I have a concern, and my concern is in relation to a spot in Keys.
Keys.
You're driving from west, going east, going towards Keon, when you would have passed the 4 mile stone in Keys. In the corner on your right-hand side, when you mount the crest of the hill, there's somebody there that does barbecue.
Yes.
On Fridays and Saturdays in particular.
Yeah.
The vehicle stop right there on the crest of the hill in the corner to purchase whatever they're purchasing, and make it difficult for other vehicles traversing, whether coming from Bastia or coming from Keon, in their movement. I almost get in an accident there more than once. So that is an area that needs to be addressed. I think you need to put a yellow line there, that there'll be no parking because it's right on the crest of the hill, and there's corner on either side.
Yes.
Okay, so that's my input.
Yes, thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you for your call. All right, so we don't have any calls at the moment, so I'm going to let you address some of those callers.
Well, when it comes to abandoned vehicles on the road, I think in Section 48, we already started sometime last week. Anybody calling, you could check.
Yes.
Sometime last week with the removal of broken down vehicles. And I said this with no hesitation, that all those abandoned vehicles, definitely, once we could actually find the owners, they will be given notice. I've already given some people notices, and I'm resuming this week to start removing more vehicles.
Okay.
So anybody could hear this, please, you get your vehicles from off the road if it is abandoned.
I don't get mine.
Line 2, good morning, you're live.
Morning, guys. How are you doing?
Not bad.
Morning.
Not bad.
Being here.
Hey, yes.
Got you.
Yeah, GQ,
Yes.
Inspector.
Yes, sir.
And Granny.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, the lady who called before, though she had a good point. I mean,
the senior
how many
citizen.
senior citizens can we accommodate?
Yeah.
Because she calling in is one person, and it sounds like something simple, you know. You might do something to accommodate her and 5 more, but it still wouldn't be enough. And, you know, where would you do this?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I could tell you, if you're going to try to accommodate senior citizens, you're going to have to look out for about 60, maybe to 80 people.
Yes.
You see. Anyways, another thing, I heard you speaking about the abandoned vehicles. I mean, when I drive, I see them all over the place, and it's like people leave them outside their premises, wherever they live and so on.
Yeah.
And you could see they're broken down and derelict, and you find them chucking in grass and in cane field and all kind of thing. And they're all over the place, in all the villages. I don't know if when the police go out in the cars, they know really what to look for or what their assignment is, but there's so many things. Driving in the evening too, there's so many people who park and leave the headlights on, so oncoming vehicles have a tough time. This vehicle is there, stop, park up, whatever they're doing, and the headlight is still on. And I mean, they got to be more considerate than this.
Yes.
You know, and I would also encourage drivers when they go using the roundabouts to use their indicators. You know, sometimes you're approaching a roundabout and you just see somebody fly through from somewhere. And I mean, on approaching the roundabout, you don't even know well what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, so use the indicators on the roundabouts as well. There was one more issue. Yeah, okay. The bus is granny.
Yeah.
You know, why is it the buses allow the passengers to control the bus? I mean, you're in a bus and you're going to a village or wherever you want to stop, and you just say, here for me. And apparently it's like the bus just pull up wherever you say. And sometimes, you know, it's a danger, it's an obstruction.
Yeah.
You know, what happens if you go a little 10 feet further than where they say, here for me? You know, the buses don't want to do that. Wherever you say, here for me, they stop. On a hill, over a hill, around a corner, wherever it's dangerous, the passengers say, here for me. But, you know, a lot better can be done with that. And again, the bus routes seem to be all over town. People stop, pick up, put out people all over town, you could see it. You know? Anyway, thanks, guys.
Yes, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right. Good morning. You are live, line 3.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, sir. Morning.
I want to ask about road rage, if you could explain what it is, and are there any laws on the books to address road rage, you know?
Yes. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right. Line 2, good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Mr. Libert. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good, man.
Mr. Brown, if that's the correct name, good morning to you in the studio, and to Inspector Eddie, good morning to you all,
Good morning.
gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
I have a concern, and this in reference of a pedestrian crossing and pedestrian, me and you all.
Yes.
There is a pedestrian crossing just on the corner of the step down from South Independence Square Street.
Yes.
Somewhat parallel of the other side of the road. However, it is difficult. I'm not saying it is a problem. It is difficult for me, an elderly person, to come out of the square, take a right, walk on the edge of the wall, or jump over the fence to position myself directly after that pedestrian crossing goes on the other side. However, I am asking if can they have a diagonal line from this platform, this step, facing both roads, A to the left and straight across to the George Street, better can be used for people to stand up in position and see the focus of crossing the street instead of making an immediate right turn on the edge of the wall or walking in the drain, which can be dangerous, or jumping over the railing of the square to put themselves in the position to walk across the street on the pedestrian crossing. I've seen it that way. Maybe it is viewed otherwise, but I'm just asking you, Inspector, so one can view that carefully.
Can I ask you a question?
Another thing is, if I ask for permission for a yellow line to be painted in front of my business, yes, it would be granted, but then I don't have the right to paint it. You all have people who are designed to do that, and I have no right to paint it even though I ask. And if all you give me the right for it to be done, I don't at least initially take them that right for me to paint it, even though I want it done thoroughly. It is done in order, and you are the one who would by design get somebody to paint it. Is that right?
Right, how it goes, let me tell you. In section 21, you have traffic...
I'm listening off the air, Inspector.
Yes, okay, good. No problem, yes.
I thought you wanted to ask him a question, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to... The question is basically, I think he's listening, can I avail myself? It could be any time. I mean, today, tomorrow, you know what I mean? And you could actually show me specifically, you know, which geographical area. I know you say the south side, one of the side of Independence Square Street, but which area?
Because
you know what I mean?
But by National Bank.
Yes.
National Bank here.
Right.
You can't put it so because you would.
Yeah, you will be more clearer if I actually come on this part and the scene to see. You understand? And we could actually work out something. I mean, it is inevitable. Something can happen, maybe. But when it comes to traffic signs, section 21, of the Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 15.06, states the licensing authority may cause or permit traffic signs to be placed by the Director of Public Works on or near any road. So basically, just a licensing authority, who is the Commissioner of Police, we act in accordance with that, may cause or permit traffic signs to be placed by the Director of Public Works on any road. So definitely we can address that. So after, I finish here, you could give me a call and we could actually rapport on that. Okay.
Line 3, good morning, you live.
Hi, good morning. I'm just calling back to find out the response to down by Cunningham Street, where you come down there. 5 ways.
Yeah, the vehicle must stop, ma'am.
Which vehicle? The one that is coming from up by
Coming down. You're talking about the vehicle.
There's no stop sign.
Yes.
Going, okay, Cunningham Street goes right down into McKnight, right?
Yeah, right down into
So
what I
if
call a place. Yeah, Irish
right, so
Town.
if I'm coming down there to go up, to go, and then I'm going to turn right to go up the hill to go by PAM headquarters.
Oh.
Do I stop and let the person come out, or do they stop at the stop and I go?
If there's a stop, there should be a stop. If there's a stop, they should stop.
Because they don't. They come straight across, so sometimes I have to stop in the middle to let them pass because they don't come out past the stop, come in.
You see, a lot of people, like to breach the regulations and do as they like.
So basically you're saying that I have the right away then?
You have the right away, ma'am.
Okay, I was just making sure because
Yes, you have the
sometimes
right
I wonder,
away.
like what really happening in this area in
Yes.
particular. It's very funny down
Yes.
there in 5 ways.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
of little different junctions and, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. All right, thanks.
Inspector, I'm going to let you address the callers.
Yeah. When it comes to noisy vehicles, I want to go straight ahead. It states here we have Regulation 25, any person driving or in charge of a motor vehicle. And this pertains to these persons who actually got amplified speakers outside their vehicle. And this ain't only omnibuses, this any vehicle at all. Any person driving or in charge of a motor vehicle which causes a loud noise to the annoyance or disturbance of any person commits an offense under these regulations. So I expect bus drivers, where somebody calling pertaining to a bus driver, bus drivers who actually have amplified sound outside the vehicles. I would like to actually see that. I mean, I don't know if these speakers are waterproof or something, but, they should definitely, deter themselves from doing so. This is something that is quite, this is conflicting to me, to be honest. I mean, 2 persons actually report the matter, 3 persons public nuisance, 1 person is private nuisance, but this is totally nuisance. 2 persons. Even the music in the bus, sometimes it's too loud. I don't know if Granny, you look up your music that loud to a decibel.
When me want in it.
All right. Okay, somebody speak as to identification marks. When it comes to you, imagine you're carrying, maybe sandstone, something. It's last stage, you have to have them covered. Debris, garbage, wherever you're carrying. No, you're carrying steel, you're carrying blocks, you must have something protrude. Maybe a red flag or something that you could actually see. Maybe red, put it in red. And the sign must be big enough, so that GQ can see it. Me, who can't see too well, can actually see it because it's big enough for me to see. That's how it's supposed to be. Removal of broken down vehicles, I say, we're dealing with that, and Section 48 give us the authority to do so by giving notice. I will read from subsection 1. It states it shall be duty of the owner driver of position in control or in charge of a vehicle. Yeah? So a driver or any other person in control are in charge of the vehicle. When the vehicle is broken down on a road in such circumstances that the defects cannot be remedied within a reasonable time the presence of the vehicle is likely and necessarily to obstruct, to cause danger to other persons using the road, when required to do so by any member of the police force on the ground that the vehicle has been permitted to remain at rest on a road in such a position, in such condition, in such circumstances as to be likely to cause danger to the other person using the road, to remove to take all reasonable steps to secure the removal of such vehicle as soon as practicable. Parking for senior citizens. I'm sure I heard Granny alluding to the fact that I think Transport Board was looking into something when we come to disabled people and senior citizens. Something actually came up with somebody. Somebody actually had some view on that in terms of having some. The persons could actually drive to a designated area, and they have little trolleys or something to take them to certain destinations. I don't know if you can remember that, but but this is something that we have to address. We can address it and look into these things because we still want our senior citizens, the people with the experience, disabled people. We cannot discriminate. So it's something that we like to address also and make recommendations. Spotting keys and the barbecue and the crest of the hill. I know the area that they're talking about, and definitely the caller, I will look into that also. I'll address that matter, to the best of my ability and see what I can do. Yes, that's it.
That's it. Well, I want to thank everyone for calling in, but we are out of time for today. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, right here on the morning show for another edition of On the Road or Traffic Discussion. Granny, any last words from you before we go?
Well, sorry about that. Yeah, the car. Well, just want to tell the general public, drive safe, be your brother's keeper, and do enjoy the rest of your day. We'd like to acknowledge, my PS, Miss Carleen Morton. Hopefully that she enjoying she holidays right now under the ministry of Honorable Lindsey Grant. Thank you all. See y'all next week, hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I say on behalf of the traffic department, the entire Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. I want to give thanks for ZIZ for having us here and looking forward to next week, Wednesday. And having GQ here present with us with the big salute. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
All right, cool.
And the morning show is coming to your compliments. Digicel, Coffee Shop, The Perfume Shop, Cable, The Bank of Nevis, Smart Electronics, and Domino's. Stay tuned. We have more for you coming up.
To help you to live, just take this advice I give.
The specials at Domino's are hot, hot, hot for any occasion.